Hello everyone, and welcome to Classy Whale. Today I am here at Martic Forge, which was a location along the Lancaster and York Furnace Railway Company. The Lancaster and York Furnace was a 12.5 mile light railway, or I guess I would call it a trolley line back in the day. It ran from Millersville to Peckway from 1903 to 1930. Now today, to explore the ruins of this very quirky little light rail trolley line, I have with me Adam Zurn from the Uncharted Lancaster blog. Uncharted Lancaster has been a source of mine for my past few videos, and I'm very excited to have Adam on my channel to explain more about the remains of the Pequoy Trolley. So go ahead and introduce your blog, Adam.
Hey everyone, my name is Adam Zurn from Uncharted Lancaster. You can find me online at unchartedlancaster.com, and I like to highlight local fascinating pieces of history and a little bit of adventure on the side.
Excellent. So without further ado, the remains of the Pequoy Trolley.
And right now we're actually on a piece of the 63-mile long Conestoga Trail that runs through, and people typically call this section of the trail the Pequoy Trolley Trail. Right over here we have some stones, and that was probably right where the station would have been for the Martic Forge line. Would have stopped here. People could have gotten on and off and kind of continued their trip down to Peckway. Also right here in this area would have been the split to go to Rawlinsville, and they only ran that line 10 days a year just for the church camp meetings. It was amazing what they did with these lines. It wasn't just for transporting people, but sometimes they would take goods to market, and so the farmer could, stick a couple of his milk jugs on there as they went, into town eventually for sale. I don't know how well your camera will pick it up, but you can start to see here, like we're on the Pequoy Trolley Trail here, and just to my just above me here is where that split was for the Rawlinsville line. You can sort of see this level grade slowly making it up. And over a course of 1.25 miles, it climbed 552 feet on its way to Rawlinsville.
This is Caleb from the future. I am in Rawlinsville at the terminus of the Rawlinsville branch of the Pequoy Trolley. And there's actually a sign commemorating the fact that the trolley used to run here. And this sign comes with a massive fact check on my Lancaster trolley video, but I'll make a note of that in the description of said video.
The word Peckway is supposedly a Shawnee word for dusty or ashy, which kind of describes the water. It's typically kind of mucky and dirty, or at least hard to see through most of the year.
So we found a piece of metal.
Probably like a retaining pole for one of the power line poles that used to be here as an anchor. So here we can see where the stone abutments would have been for a bridge for that Rawlinsville line. You would have cut across here, and if you look right across, you can kind of see this level area continuing on up the slope there on its way to Rawlinsville.
So we're back on the main trail now?
Yeah, we're back on the Conestoga Trail here. We've got state game lands here on our left, and the Peckway on our right.
So just imagine this is the exact view you would see out of the window of a trolley in the early 1900s.
All right, if you look over here, we can see the stone walls kind of that would have supported the bed of the Pequoy Trolley as it headed downstream towards the Susquehanna.
That is definitely a different era of infrastructure than any transit you'd ride today.
Another unique part about this section of the Pequoy Trolley is it doesn't run along a road. Like a lot of it, this old trolley system just ran next to whatever road was currently there. And here there was no road. It just kind of cut through the wilderness. So the ride was definitely not smooth. Definitely nothing like modern railroad lines that are perfectly flat and level. This was pretty twisty and turny and kind of rocky. And in fact, some passengers reported getting motion sickness from riding on the line. So that would have been a treat.
Oh dear.
Here's a sign. It definitely gives you an idea that nature always wins. So that sign's probably been there since the early 1900s when a lot of this land was purchased by the Pennsylvania Water and Electric for building of their hydroelectric dams. You can see the tree just kind of eating over it.
Can't even see what it says anymore.
Yeah, I only know I've seen one at the. I only know what it says because I've seen the original at the Conestoga Area Historical Society.
Gotta say, this would have been a fantastic trolley ride back in the day.
There's a lot of times I'd love to jump in Doc Brown's time machine, and this is something I'd like to check out, would be this trolley trail here.
It's what they call in my circles peak transit.
What did they call it?
Peak transit.
I'm starting to wonder if we're pretty close to this space here. We can see this bend in the trail. where the trolley would have run, and the ground kind of matches a bit. So I'm wondering if we're kind of in the spot where this postcard would have been taken. Makes me wonder if this is maybe taken from the other end looking towards us, possibly in the same area. There's another spot we'll take a look at, it might match up with as well. So here we can see some of the areas where they would have drilled down to blast out to make, room for the trolley, because the stone undoubtedly, came out further, 115 years ago. You can see some here and some up here. It's kind of interesting, this cutout area. It makes me wonder if there might have been a structure here or some kind of little switching booth or something along those lines. Kind of an interesting cutout right here along the gorge.
So here's some more impressive stonework. You can see it's too stacked and orderly to be naturally occurring. This would have held up the roadbed as the trolley went right along Peckway Creek over here.
Now, looking over here tells me that just for the way it's dug out, there must have been a structure here at some point. You can kind of see it's leveled off and it's kind of cut out. So I would have guessed a house or maybe some kind of building connected to the trolley trail here.
So if someone lived here, would they be able to flag down the trolley?
Possibly. I don't think it took much to stop. I think they kind of stopped wherever and anywhere you want. You could kind of hop on and off. I don't think they went all that fast.
Gotcha. How fast do you think they were going?
That's a great. That I don't know. I do know if coming down the hill out of from the Rawlinsville camp meeting, the engineer had to be real careful with the brake, because if they went too fast, they'd fly off the track, as you can see in the image there.
Cinders and ashes.
Right here used to be a sawmill, and we can see where the stone abutments are on the other side of the dam. It would have come straight across here. It obviously would have raised the elevation of the water here significantly over my head. And again, kind of confirmed my theory that Susie's Hole there, the rapids, at least would have been underwater during that time. As we can look down, we can see some pretty impressive stonework going down, retaining the wall where the trolley would have run.
This one's the sawmill, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then up here is the stuff for the trolley.
I just think it's cool because you walk on this, and unless you come down here, you have no idea all this cool stonework is right here beneath your feet. So we're approaching another spot where there would have been a bridge for the trolley going across. Now the bridge is gone. We'll be able to see some of the abutments, and we'll have to kind of scramble down and up as we check this out. So right over here we can see the stone abutments where that bridge would have been for the trolley all those years ago. Not much left today.
Right. The Rawlinsville bridge, you could see a bit more. This one's just like, if you hadn't told me, I would have thought that was a natural outcropping.
Yeah. It's kind of a neat shot up that way, just kind of a free stretch.
So I guess the question I have now is, why Peckway? Why did they bother building this particular trolley line between two rather small cities that even back then they said, started nowhere and ended nowhere?
Well, that's a great question, and I think the ultimate goal was, recreation, making Peckway this huge tourist destination. People from people from Lancaster, would take the trolley into Millersville, and then from Millersville down to Peckway. Lots of Millersville students, and in the beginning, you could ride the trolley for 5 cents and go down to Peckway. And when the line ended in 1930, it had only risen to 15 cents. But not just local people from all over the country came to Peckway. It ended up, before the Great Depression, was a major tourist destination.
And then up here we have the Martic Forge trestle, which is part of the Pennsylvania Railroad Enola low grade. Now, that is currently closed to the public because of arson. And the trolley would have been on this little road here, is that right?
Yes.
Go right under the piers, or whatever those things are called, this part of the bridge.
Yeah, I think piers works. You can see all the burned timbers from the arson fire all those years ago. All just kind of piled up and fell down here.
And here, the trolley would have continued up to Lancaster. Well, to Millersville, rather, and then there'd be a connection to Lancaster. So here's a contemporary map of the Pequoy Trolley.
Yeah, highlighted in yellow. So this is a topographical map from 1912. We can see it starting there in Millersville, crossing the Conestoga, and coming down, and a lot of this is just kind of side of road type of stuff. Then we get down to what's today the Silver Mine Park. It crosses the Peckway. Now it's kind of off the road, kind of going through some fields, coming down. Again, kind of comes up along the Peckway. We just walked underneath the trestle back there along the road. And then, here it is, just on their side. And the red segment there is where we were the majority of our hike today, kind of checking out that area. And then it continues down to the town of Peckway. So here we can see we've got the low-grade trestle up there. And again, the trolley line would have kind of come across, and the trolley station would have been just behind us here a bit. This artist drawing of that time period.
And with that, we have come back to where we started on our tour. Adam, thank you so much for joining us here on the channel today and sharing all of your wonderful information and anecdotes. And again, we can check out Adam's blog. What's the blog address?
Yep, UnchartedLancaster.com. Just Google Uncharted, you'll find me, Facebook, Instagram, on the web.
Nice, nice. Thank you so much for watching. Take care till the next one. Except, that's not actually the end of the video, because Adam sent me some coordinates for where to find other evidence of the Pequoy Trolley further north on the route. Up here, a bit south of Millersville, you can see the slope above the trail used to hold the trolley, and there's a sign about it. The informal operation amidst the rural surroundings led to cows blocking the tracks, low voltage requiring the patrons to push cars uphill, and car sickness from swaying cars as they rocked back and forth on the casual track work. See the schedule here. Trolleys would leave Millersville from 6 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. and leave Peckway from 7 o'clock to 6:45. Here you can see the remains of the bridge that used to take the trolley across Pequoy Creek here. Again, the same sort of casual stonework that we saw further down Pequoy Creek. So I'm here at Conestoga Creek, or I guess it's Conestoga River now, trying to find the remnants of another bridge. But I found this blue heron instead. It's really cool. Try not to make any noise. Oh my gosh. I think it's a blue heron. It might be a gray heron. I'm not sure. I don't know birds. If you know birds, let me know in the comments. At least I have some entertainment while I'm looking for the bridge.
Hey, Classy Whale, I'm in a video. Wow.
Here are the concrete pylons, I think that's what they're called, that would have carried the trolley across Conestoga Creek, which is now Conestoga River. I believe they renamed it after Hurricane Agnes to get more funding for cleanup. Now, seeing them from this angle may seem familiar, and that's because this picture was taken from the same angle, and said picture was used in the thumbnail of my Lancaster trolley video. And finally, it's believed that this particular building back here was once the car barn for the Pequoy Trolley. Not really sure what it is now, but at some point it housed trolleys. We're still in Millersville, by the way, if I didn't mention that already. And with that, we have pretty much seen all that remains of the Pequoy Trolley. So, thank you so much for watching, thanks again to Adam, and take care till the next one.